Ethio Telecom share sale. A timeline of uncertainty. 4 months into Ethio Telecom's much-anticipated share sale, the initiative that once promised to symbolize Ethiopia's step toward economic reform is now mired in ambiguity. Investors are left in a state of limbo, classified merely as prospects. For an audience of business professionals, the pressing question is, how did a high-stakes venture designed to inspire confidence veer toward a saga of stalled updates, missed timelines, and mounting legal and ethical concerns? This video critically dissects the unfolding situation, shedding light on broader implications for corporate governance, investor trust, and Ethiopia's privatization agenda. At first glance, Ethio Telecom's share offering appeared enticing to Ethiopia's ambitious business class. However, the outlined terms reveal an arrangement that seems starkly one-sided in favor of the telecom giant. Buyer funds are locked until April 14, 2025, denying any immediate liquidity. Investors earn no interest on their frozen funds. Those shares will not yield dividends for profit earned in 2024. Withdrawals are categorically prohibited, restraining investor autonomy. The company reserves the right to alter critical timelines without prior notice. In a business climate valuing agility and transparency, these terms raise plenty of red flags. Should such constraints be normalized under the guise of national economic reform, or do they signal deeper inefficiencies? For savvy investors, these terms warrant not only reconsideration of financial terms but also a reassessment of business ethics within emerging markets. Ethio Telecom had presented a clear roadmap to establish trust. January 31, 2025, announced successful buyers. April 14, 2025, return funds to those who did not succeed in securing shares. Today, on February 24, 2025, not a single public update confirms the announcement of successful buyers. Similarly, no refunds have been issued. Funds remain frozen without explanation. Although legal deadlines are still 10 days away, the lack of progress amplifies fears of systemic inefficiencies. This scenario spotlights a classic pitfall of poorly executed privatization efforts in emerging markets. Aspirational reforms that falter under weak implementation. As of now, 3 months and 15 days, more than 100 days have passed since Ethio Telecom first began collecting funds from eager investors. Yet these so-called prospects find themselves caught in an indefinite wait with neither clarity nor control over their stakes. Imagine the cascading frustration as eager professionals and institutions are kept in the dark while their capital is tied up. For business professionals, the lessons are cautionary. Incomplete communication strategies and opaque accountabilities are corrosive forces in modern commerce. Every delay chips away at trust, and trust, once lost, can greatly hinder future investment prospects. Ethio Telecom's silence is deafening. The lack of accountability on missed deadlines and shifting timelines is not only problematic, it signals systemic risks that could deter future investors from engaging with the company or Ethiopia's broader privatization efforts. Here are key investor concerns. Why has there been no explanation for missed deadlines? Are buyers adequately protected under Ethiopian commercial law if shares are not allocated as promised? How can Ethio Telecom's legal right to alter timelines align with essential principles of fairness and corporate accountability? What mechanisms, if any, are in place to ensure transparency for those who trusted the process? These questions strike at the heart of investor confidence. For Ethiopia's financial markets, the ripple effect of perceived indifference to global investor norms could jeopardize international goodwill. Locking funds without returns or viable alternatives is not only unconventional, it challenges established best practices in shareholder engagement. For business professionals, the situation presents a crucial moment to reflect on legal and ethical standards in corporate sales agreements. Should buyers be left stranded if shares are not allocated as promised? What recourse do investors have if refunds are not processed within the stipulated time frame? Is Ethio Telecom's model setting a dangerous precedent where firms can operate without full legal accountability? These concerns extend beyond Ethio Telecom to all enterprises navigating privatization in Ethiopia. Business clients must demand clarity not only in contracts, but in legal frameworks that defend fair financial interaction. Without consistent regulatory safeguards, Ethiopia risks losing its appeal to professional stakeholders. For Ethiopia's economic reform ambitions to succeed, transparency must be its guiding light. Ethio Telecom's handling of its share sale has underscored the delicate balance between initiating reform and maintaining investor confidence. Silence in such high-stakes scenarios does not signify deliberation. It signifies negligence. Business professionals particularly value integrity, and when those values are absent, skepticism breeds exponentially. As a centerpiece of Ethiopia's privatization drive, Ethio Telecom was expected to showcase the nation's ability to engage fairly and efficiently in global markets. However, the unfolding narrative risks becoming a cautionary tale, not an inspirational story. For both local and international investors, transparency forms the backbone of trust. Unfortunately, Ethio Telecom's lack of communication, prolonged delays, and unilateral terms paint a grim picture of an enterprise ill-prepared to execute its privatization mandate with precision and responsibility. Thus, the question remains, what's next for Ethio Telecom's investors? The April 14, 2025, deadline looms large. But in a world where reputational capital matters, the cumulative impact of such episodes will reverberate far into Ethiopia's investment prospects. The next 10 days hold significant weight, not just for Ethio Telecom's future, but for the broader narrative of Ethiopian reform. Will they rise to the occasion? Only time will tell.